Let me take you through a few ways to set the bands up onto your hands to make your pulling and pushing not only more stable and stronger, but more comfortable. First, let's talk about pulling. When you're using looped bands, it's very easy to go ahead and take advantage of the loop by placing your hand through the loop and allowing the pressure of the band to be placed on your wrist. This decreases the need for a heavy grip, which in turn is going to shut off your shoulder, specifically your deltoid muscle. Now, when you go to pull, you can pull literally by pulling on the band at your wrist. This is going to allow your shoulder blade to engage more aggressively, and it's going to be far more comfortable, and you don't have to worry about perspiration and slipping off the band while you're pulling. Secondly, if you're going to go to push, specifically attached to pushing, make sure that you place the band into the palm of your hand. Now granted, gloves are great and they're going to offer a barrier that's going to improve comfort. But I kept the gloves off purposely to go ahead so you could see how to go ahead and do these types of movements without gloves and keep it comfortable. Back to pressing. When you press here, I want you to go ahead and place the band onto that thenar eminence of your hand so that as you press, the pressure is against that part of your palm. Why is that important? It immediately engages your stabilizers of your shoulder, specifically your rotator cuff. So by pressing into that palm, you're going to go ahead and engage greater shoulder stability, which is going to increase your overall pushing strength. You can do the same thing if you go over top and do the bent over press, place it into the palm, drop down, and you're pressing through that sequence. Next, let's talk about attachment-free setups. First and foremost, if you're doing your pulling movements, make sure that you place the band through your hand and make sure that the grip and the band pressure is placed at your wrist so you can go ahead and do your pulling movements the same way. Secondly, if you're going to do pushing movements, specifically horizontal pressing movements, my suggestion is use the advanced setup by taking it over top of your wrist and hooking it through your thumb. That immediately places the band onto that component of your palm that we're looking for you to place the band onto. It also places the band below that area. So now as you go to push, you can press right through that area and once again get all the benefits of simulating and activating that trigger in your palm that helps your shoulder. Next, let's talk about pull aparts. Now pull aparts are interesting because again, most people grip the band and pull it apart and they put the pressure against their index finger and their thumb and that's where they're pulling apart. My suggestion is place the band onto the outside of your hands. So now when you go to pull apart, the pressure is against the side of your hands. Much more comfortable, much easier to go ahead and press. Plus, once again, you're going to take advantage of that trigger in the palm and that's going to engage not only your shoulder girdle from a stability standpoint, but it's also going to allow you to truly engage your shoulder blade muscles with your pull apart. If you want, you can go ahead, take the band and wrap it around your hand. Notice where I have the pressure, wrap it around my hand. Now as I go to pull apart, same thing. I'm pressing against the side of my hands, very comfortable. I don't have to grip the band and I can truly engage my shoulder blades much more effectively while keeping my shoulder girdle stable. So there's a few hacks or recommendations of how to go ahead and set up the band on your hands when you don't have handles and maybe you don't have your gloves with you.